Well, the ceremony was delayed, and understandably so, but at last.
Thank you, D.A. All teams tonight, Greg, love to push the ball up the floor, even off made shots.
You know, trying to find an opening before the half-court D can set up.
Here's Garcia. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And it's Osman missing.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
An emphatic alley-oop jam.
That's two things right there for R.J. Barrett. It's awareness and unselfishness. Pretty pass.
Here's Garland. Drummond trying to get himself free. Excellent D there from Garcia. From 13. Barrett, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 6. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Garland, the pass to Drummond. Garland kicks to Osman. 6 to shoot. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. The Cavaliers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
For the Knicks, Taj Gibson's checked in for Randall. Damian Dotson comes in for Harkless. And it's Cobb in for R.J. Barrett. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Porter comes in for Sexton. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the game. That's good from Garcia. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. The Cavaliers trail by 5. And a wide open look for Porter. The Cavaliers again can't hit. And Kevin Porter Jr., all the issues you'd expect from a rookie, Greg. Unforced errors, a few too many fouls and turnovers. But as you and I were talking, and as the coaches told us, the upside is huge.
I tell you, Kev, his first step with the ball in his hands is incredible. Can burst by defenders like they're waiting at a bus stop. Once he matures, he's going to be a handful to deal with.
Cleveland's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. To the middle. And then slams it in.
Darius Garland playing the role of ball distributor to perfection. Pretty pass.
And he's going up for the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Porter dishes to Nance. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Taj Gibson picks one up.
And Larry Nance Jr., son of former NBA great Larry Nance, like his father, Larry Jr. plays well above the rim.
Greg, this is a young guy who can go over you, through you, and when he's airborne, this is one of the scariest players to challenge at the rim.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against New York. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. Second free throw, no good. The Knicks with the lead. Out to the wing. Left side, Garcia. Shot clock at 6. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Some power coming from the PG.
Ah, that's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
Here's Here's Thompson. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, Thompson just so focused. Even with the defense in his face, he still has the poise to be able to knock down shots.
Cobb passes to Garcia. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. Greg, did you know when you were playing that you'd eventually want to call games, be in the broadcast table?
Kevin, no idea. I didn't have any clue, and quite honestly, didn't really think that there was a career that one could have in terms of broadcasting, you know, because cable was just kind of coming on as I was retiring. You didn't have your own network and the things that we take for granted now. So looking back on it, no, but boy, am I glad I did.
I am glad you did too. You probably don't remember this. Doc Rivers and I were doing a game. You came over to say hi to the two of us, went back out on the floor. Doc nudges me and said he'll be great in TV soon. We saw it then.
He's a good mind, and man knows what he's talking about.
And the 22nd pick in 2015, Bobby Portis with a nice shooting touch.
And at the same time, not afraid to mix it up, maybe to a fault. At times we've seen him get caught in the heat of the moment. You got to channel that competitive edge and stay strong mentally.
The Cavaliers trail by 6. And here is Garland. An 11-point game for him in the win against Washington.
And don't forget the sensational plays he made out there. He saw the court so well, firing perfect passes to teammates for wide open shots.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Dotson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Here's Bell. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Garcia. Cobb passes to Garcia. 1:19 left to play here in the first. Out left to the wing. Here's Dotson. And it doesn't even draw iron. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Osman. That one drops for him. Osman's got 5 points so far. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And you can't help but see the impact Thompson has in the paint. On both ends of the floor, he's a rock planted near the rim. Very strong legs that help him get...
New York going with almost an entire new group here. Harkless is checked in for Gibson. Barrett comes in for Damian Dotson. Garcia, he's checked in for Frank Ntilikina. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Cobb. Cleveland also making some changes. Drummond's checked in for Thompson. Nance comes in for Bell. And it's Colin Sexton in for Garland. Harkless is out there with R.J. Barrett. Then it's Mr. Clutch. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Payton in at the 1 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And with Thompson, as you said, Greg, once he's planted in the paint, good luck.
I mean, think about it. About 40% of his rebounds are on the offensive end. He just refuses to get moved or boxed out. Combine that with his hunger on that end of the floor, and you see why he's such a great rebounder.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Payton against Sexton. Payton kicks to Garcia. To the paint. Here's Portis. And Portis throws it down.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Osman, the pass to Nance. It's Porter outside. It's rebounded by New York. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it.
The number 3 pick back in the 2019 draft, RJ wanted to play for the Knicks. He knew it wouldn't be easy with all the turmoil last season. Boy, was that an understatement.
Here's Sexton, banked in off the glass. Sexton's got 7.
You love this. The pressure gets physical, and Colin Sexton doesn't blink. Nice job finishing through contact.
A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Kevin, I caught up with the Cavaliers' head athletic trainer. I was told it's just a bruised knee, and luckily there doesn't seem to be severe damage. You don't want to hear this news, as most teams are starting to hit their stride, so they're going to miss him while he's recovering from this injury. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Appreciate the update. Never like to see any kind of injury, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest parts of the game because you have little to no control over it.
And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Timeout called, Cleveland. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Frank Ntilikina is checked in for Peyton. Here's Sexton, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. New York called for the foul.
Well, you love the fearless nature of Colin Sexton. Forces the issue, gets himself to the free throw line.
Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Osman, the pass to Porter. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
They double him with Love. Pass to Ntilikina. Over Porter. Ntilikina can't hit.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Beyond the arc. Here's Love. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Now just a 3-point Knicks lead. Garcia with the ball. Guarded now by Kevin Love. Count that one. And that's now 9 points for Bobby Portis.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Sexton deciding where to go with it. Love outside. Oh, good on the triple. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Nice shot by Portis.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Porter passes to Love. There's 49 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Sexton with the bounce pass. Nance, no good.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Ntilikina kicks to Garcia. Right side, Portis. Inside, Harkless. Portis trying to free himself. The shot by Harkless, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Love outside. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And stolen by Garcia. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And last season, 86% from the line. So he's always had that calm presence at the line no matter the situation.
Pass to Garland. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, give Darius Garland credit for looking to score. He forces the defense into action.
And the second free throw, good. Barrett the pass to Ntilikina. It's deflected. And that does it for the first half of play. Knicks out front, up 7. And now let's catch up with David. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. What can you say, Mr. Clutch? An impressive effort here today. Look for New York. Dotson's checked in for Harkless. Mr. Clutch comes in for R.J. Barrett. And it's Cobb in for Elfrid Payton. Cleveland also making some changes. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Drummond. Bell comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Nance in for Jetty Osman. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. Thompson is out there with Bell. And it's Nance in at the 3. And there's the pass to Garland. He feeds it to Thompson. Robinson with the block.
This guy's nose for the basketball, and his timing as a shot blocker is intimidating. Mitchell Robinson so quick off his feet.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Here's Sexton. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Sexton's got 11 points.
Well, they've decided to give Tristan Thompson a little bit more opportunity to handle the ball, and what a pretty delivery there.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Last season, during the hiatus, the Knicks did a retrospective of Linsanity. You remember that stretch in 2012. Jeremy Lin took the league by storm. He said he was floored to be recognized in such a fashion. And for New Yorkers who are going through so much, it was a chance to reminisce about some pleasant surprises. Guys?
Great, David. Thank you. Catching up on the changes for New York. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Portis comes in for Julius Randle. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Damian Dotson. Here's the break. Fires the 3. They grab their own miss. And Garcia kicks to Cobb. That shot off. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Outside. Thompson outside. Clock at 6. There's Garland. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Now Garland. He's got 6. Outside, Sexton. Second chance effort. And Thompson with the nice bucket inside.
Thompson, he has such a low, wide base. He is near impossible to fully box out.
And he lobs it up toward the rim, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some
Impressive.
thunder. Yeah. Timeout called the Cavaliers. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Here's Sexton. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
And guys, for Colin Sexton, it's really about taking smart shots, because when he does, you can see he's got the ability to catch fire.
Now here's Cobb.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
The Cavaliers trail by 18. Garland with it. Outside, Sexton. But they get it back.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big follow.
Well, the passing skills of Hendricks Cobb on display. Outstanding job reading the defense, recognizing that overcommitment.
For Cleveland, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Outside, Sexton. To the inside, Thompson. The rebound by Gibson. The Knicks leading by 18. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Is on Colin Sexton. That one is off. And he's good on the second.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
And here is Garland. He's got 6. Down low. That's tipped.
You have to like the anticipation on the defensive end from Cobb. Sends it back.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game.
And 88 from the line a season ago. He was one of the best shooters in the league.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Here's Gibson. And the Knicks miss again. The Cavaliers trail by 18. The drive by Nance. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, this is a big-time athlete at the position. Larry Nance Jr., boy, he puts the defense in a bind.
Both free throws good from Nance. We've got 1:55 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Now, here's Cobb. Not a lot of room. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. Here's Nance. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Nance has got 6 in the quarter.
Larry Nance, unafraid of a level of physicality. You love the confidence this guy is playing with.
1:24 left in the 3rd quarter. Throws it up high.
And that's about maximum range for an alley-oop, guys. It's got to be.
That's just crazy. Absolutely nuts. Here's Garland. He has 7. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, even though Larry Nance doesn't handle it on every possession, you can expect him to be a factor on the defensive end and on the glass.
Maurice Harkless is checked in for Frank Ntilikina. A switch here also for Cleveland. Eddie Osman, he's checked in for Jordan Bell. Garcia passes to Gibson. Good work there as it goes. And the Knicks lead by 17.
Well, Taj Gibson understands how to operate in the screen and roll. He is exceptional, rolling to the rack.
Passes it to Osman. Nance outside. Cleveland moving it around. The open look here for Sexton. Connects from three-point range. Sexton's got 16 points.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
Well, there's a physicality to what Taj Gibson does on a nightly basis, and particularly when he's this close.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And he was 73% from the line a season ago, an average number in that regard.
Love's check in for Cleveland. Now Garland lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Boy, he's been cooking, but the teammates, he's just not getting a lot of support from them.
Now here is Garcia. He has 30. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Nance comes in for Colin Sexton. Mr. Clutch out there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Robinson, and it's Knox in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Nance.
Now, I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
My question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
And they're doing a very good job at the line this half.
Here's Windler. Ellington defending. Robinson with the block. Here's Dotson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A lot of big decisions have fallen on Adam Silver's shoulders, the commissioner of the NBA. And Greg, I think you and I agree, by all accounts, he has succeeded with flying colors. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
No doubt about it. I mean, I don't know that you could have had a better person for the times. Adam Silver is to be commended, but I think also appreciated, not just from the players and the owners, but I think our fans should also appreciate who he is as a person. I've often said that commissioners typically work for the owners. He's the one commissioner, no matter the sport, that I've always felt like was a partner of the players as well.
Garcia goes in, and the shot goes in. Garcia's got 35 in the game.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Greg, we are in an era of positionless basketball. And we know the All-Star game now has a 2 backcourt, 3 front court position as opposed to 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center when you're voting. Should they get rid of those designations entirely?
I tell you what, I think you could make a strong case for that. You go back to last season, many felt Jimmy Butler got robbed of a starting spot.
Yes.
I think, listen, this is the fans' vote. Why not the 5 top vote getters? I don't care if they're 4 guards. If the 5 players that the fans want to see the most play a certain position, then so be it. You know, they're not going to play all 48 minutes. You're still going to have your 7 other spots to
kind of balance out the roster. I say just let the fans tell you the 5 they want to see, and let's go play.
Windler with the bucket.
That's about reading the floor. Hits his man right where he wanted it.
New York's gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. Inside, here's Robinson. The shot from the low post is good.
Well, you want Mitchell Robinson to finish with strength and authority, and he does there.
Here's Windler. Pass to Zizic. Greg, you played against some terrific players, including the late, great Kobe Bryant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on playing against Kobe.
I mean, his passing is still tough, I'm sure, for many to deal with because he was just taken from us at such a young age. But this guy was a ferocious competitor and someone who showed us in life and in tragedy that we need to make the most of every moment that we have here. You know, I just appreciated to really the fans getting to know Kobe once his career was over, because I think he was able to let his guard down a little bit and show us a lighter side, a more compassionate side.
That is an excellent point. Exum with it. As to Windler. Just 5 on the clock. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Knicks.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Mr. Clutch.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
And New York making a change here. Gibson's checked in. And the pass to Windler. A three-pointer is right on target.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
And here's Garcia. And Exum comes to help to the paint. Ball stolen. Now Cleveland moving it up. Exum leading the charge, and the shot is good.
Well, Dante Exum quickly out into transition in the open floor. You cannot lose this guy.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. On the wing, Ellington. He lobs it up. The offensive rebound.
Let's remember, Taj Gibson is one of the most physical players in the league on both ends. He loves to pick up these fouls.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good from Gibson. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Exum knocked away and stolen by Garcia. For the finish. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.